Welcome to today's virtual set visit. Today, we're going to meet the other author of the book, The Mulligan, Ken Blanchard.
I think prayer is our way of communicating with the Lord. And so sometime, Paul prays with the old pro, and sometimes he's out there praying by himself, out by his car and all. And I think it's just a way to quiet yourself and to get in touch with there's something more powerful and more loving and caring than you in the world. And you got a partner, and what a great partner that we have. And I think that's, to me, and prayer is the way you end up talking to him.
God, I know I haven't led the best life, but for the first time, you're starting to make sense to me.
The whole scene when the old pro says to Paul, we're going to play a special game today. You can take a mulligan on any shot you want. And he says, I thought mulligans were just for the first tee. They normally are, but today you can take a putt over, a chip over, whatever. In the beginning, Paul takes a lot of mulligans, and halfway through the round, he hardly takes any. And he ends up shooting, in the 70s. He never broke 80 in his life. And sitting there, I just love the scene with the old pro. Says, Paul, why do you think you played so well? And he said, well, after a while, I realized if I made a mistake, I'd be forgiven, and I relaxed. And he said, well, how would you like to be forgiven every day of your life? He said, that'd be great. What do I have to do? It's not about doing. He said, what? It's about believing in what? They said, in Jesus. And that's where we get into the faith-based stuff, because Jesus is the greatest mulligan of all time.
Let me ask you something. Can I invoke the most sacred words in any language?
Which are?
Tea time. Let's go play a perfect round.
I really enjoy the most when Paul really gets it and starts to, pray quietly himself, and even with his son, and eventually with Rebecca and all. But it's just such a change in his life. Faith is all about your total life. It's not just about your business life. So I think that's why it's important.